Welcome back, you beauties. We are back with our wonderful panel to continue the powerful discussion around time, comparisons, and how to master your life path game, the long game, and unlock that true potential. And the joy is you can keep doing it every single day. Now, I think Eleanor Roosevelt said it best. The purpose of life is to live it, to taste experience to the utmost, to reach out eagerly and without fear for newer and richer experiences. I love that. I'll amend it to say with fear, because I've learned that with a little bit of fear, that's what you must go towards. Feel uncomfortable, because that's where the growth happens. Unfortunately, that's how life works. I absolutely love that, but I've got to ask, because, Paolo, you asked me to take 2 coins into my hand. Why did you ask me to do that?
Those are 2 10-cents.
Uh-huh.
And if you are at home, you can grab 2 10-cents and we do the exercise I share with everybody.
Brilliant, okay.
Earlier in the segment, you spoke about paradigm shifts.
Yeah.
Taking the lessons from the past, but becoming yourself, working on your identity so you can build your own path with time, with patience, with fear and caution, but with wisdom, right?
Yeah.
So if you take 2 10-cents coins and put it in your fingers like this,
okay,
right? You have a pair of dimes.
Okay.
10 cents, dimes.
Dimes, yeah.
And if you shift them, you remember you need to do that in life every now and then.
Yeah.
A paradigm shift.
I love it.
Every now and then, when you realize you're confused or life takes a chance, and disruption has to happen because that's how we grow.
Yeah.
With guidance, disruption becomes growth.
It has to
Without guidance, disruption becomes chaos. But if you find yourself in chaos, don't despair. Have a paradigm shift.
I love it. Can I hang on to
and
these?
look for wisdom. Yes, this
Please,
is
thank you so much. I thought you were giving me your 2 cents. Yeah, but you gave me a pair of dimes. I absolutely love this. So much of that speaks to a relationship with self, an understanding of self, a constant focus on understanding and being able to react to how you are. Where does that begin, Joel? How do we begin that journey with ourself and self-understanding? And do you ever reach a point in that journey?
I think, not really. I think it's a lifelong process. But I think I think as human beings, we're lazy to do the self-work. and listen, in the South African context, and I think it's important because we're speaking about past, that we have to understand that sometimes the self-awareness comes from sometimes a colonial and apartheid past and things. But, and I think on a collective level, we have to do the emotional justice work.
Yeah.
But I think on the individual level, it starts with the self-awareness and the well-being of the self. Because I always say to people that if you don't care about the self, love the self, how are you going to do that with anyone else? How do I enter a relationship with someone if I don't love the self and care for the self? And even to parents out there, that we come first and children even come second.
Yeah.
And it is about, I think the only thing I love about the security thing, the explanation when you get on a plane, they say, when the oxygen mask drops, put it on yourself first before you put it on, because if you don't have oxygen, you can't help the child at all.
You find me a parent that will actually do that, though, and that's the joy of life, is that we've got this war between emotion and our understanding. So we get this because we are slightly more advanced in our life. Amelia, I'm going to turn to you now. You've got obviously a lot of focus on your career path and what you want to achieve professionally. That seems to be quite a clear true north, as I put it earlier. Do you have the same focus on your personal development, on your physical health, on your emotional well-being, your relationships? Do you even care about that stuff as building blocks of your life? And I'm oversimplifying, I know. But is that something that you think a lot about? Or is it about, I'm carving my path now?
Yeah, I think you probably put it best by explaining the carving my path thing. I think I'm quite predominantly focused on my career, and the effect of that is that a lot of those the physical falls to the wayside because there's simply, for me, I don't think there are enough hours in the day. But I think the biggest part of investing is investing in your education is important, but investing in the self could also be viewed as something that's more important, So eventually I'd like to streamline my career goals with my personal goals, but for the time being I don't feel like I have that skill set yet, but I'm looking for ways to develop it.
I like that, and that's where we start. You have to ask those questions, but holding a mirror up to ourselves is a very uncomfortable and a difficult thing. Carlo, is this something that you feel comfortable doing? Because you've been through a bit of a transformative process. You were kind of forced to do a gut check moment and say, okay, this isn't for me. I'm going to move in a different direction now. Did you learn that mechanism? Is this something that you are constantly being true to and saying, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this my purpose? Where's this going to lead? Or are you just living in the moment and enjoying where you're at, which is perfectly fine for a 23-year-old or 24-year-old. But how much of your focus is on the long game?
I think you've simplified it perfectly. Personally, I don't go into life with, I don't know if I'm going to make it. I don't know if this is going to happen. If you doubt in yourself, then already, then you shouldn't do it. If you're thinking twice, then it shouldn't happen.
Okay.
So I feel what the transformation that I've gone through, it's big, but would I be where I am today if it wasn't for that transformation? So
does this now terrify, because now we know that you've got to go through these gateways to grow. Does it make you terrified to know that you're going to have to go through these in the future again, or does it make you more excited to know that you're going to have to kick these walls down and break those barriers? Is it terrifying? Is it exciting? How are you feeling about these insights?
I wouldn't say terrifying. Well, we all would say it's terrifying because it's the unknown. We don't know.
That's the human condition, yeah.
But it's exciting to see where life will go. Tomorrow's not promised. We just should live life as is, but we should also live life with purpose.
Exactly.
And have a journey or work towards something that we'd love to see, or we'd love to retire to, if I could say. Because we all want to have accomplished this.
Yeah.
You can look back on your life and, you know what, I'm happy, I'm content.
I've done that.
I've done that.
Oh, and the beauty is it doesn't have to be professional. It doesn't have to be monetary. It can be within relationship. It can be pouring that love and energy into your kids. It can be changing a social norm through new laws or legislation. It can be helping someone change the world through a brand that needs that platform. The joy is there is more opportunity now than ever before. I can feel a bit of a paradigm shift happening right now. Thank you so much. These conversations are not lost on me, how special it is to share these perspectives, and to have a number of generations sharing like this is truly special as well. So go and slay, embrace those uncomfortable moments, and continue to grow and change, because that's where the joy of life is. So go and empower yourself to navigate your life path with purpose. That seems to be the key, and that passion to unlock endless possibilities for a fulfilling journey of growth and achievement. The journey is where it all happens. Now remember, just to add to this particular part of the journey, you can win one of 10 masterclass subscriptions valued at 3,000 Rand each to upskill your life, and they work. Simply head over to masteryourlook.co.za, find the competition post, and answer the following question. If you could master any skill, what would that skill be? Don't forget to hashtag it BigFlex and hashtag Master Your Look. Maybe it feeds off something we've spoken about today. Change the game just a little bit, but you can find all the T's and C's on masteryourlook.co.za. And feeding off that notion, if this has brought a different question into your head, like maybe it's not about the ideal job, but the ideal person. Maybe it's about the relationships you need to fix to become that person. What has changed? What paradigm shift have you experienced through this conversation? We'd love to hear from you. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.